Hey everybody, welcome back. If you've been following along to this is Death254 Dealer playing some Stranded Deep. Um, I had recently just in the last episode beat the Great Abaya, and I'm half stopped at a neighboring island here and have been harvesting it for resources and stuff to rebuild some of my armory to fight the last boss when I come across him. So I've been here basically just mining resources that are on this nearby island until I can find my way back to my home island. I've been kind of waiting for it to get daylight again here now to so I can hopefully see farther away, and once I catch where the aircraft carrier is at in the game, that's pretty much my landmark that lets me know where my home base is at versus using the compass. And it's not that I don't know how to use a compass, it's just that I do this because there's a stupid reward in the game that I'm trying to get, and yeah, you can't use the compass. But I don't know if that counts because the gyrocopter kind of has one built in on it, so I don't know if that counts the same for the gyrocopter or not, if you like sit in it. So I don't really know, but I guess I'm kind of going to find out because I think I've already sat in mine once when I initially built it or whatever, and so I guess we'll find out. But anyway, so I've been playing my way through the game in this series. I appreciate everybody that's subscribed, that's been watching. Maybe I've shown you some tips and hints and stuff on how to play the game, beat the game. I don't know, stuff that I do. I usually do pretty good in it. I just kind of try to be cautious and stuff as I play. But for the most part, like I said, it's all funny games and just trying to get get as much as you can in the game and beat the game, and just how fast you want to beat the game. I'm like in no way have I been trying to beat the game really fast or anything. I've been kind of taking my sweet little time. And like I said, just showing you stuff along the way that, you don't really need a massive house. You don't really need, there's certain things you do need, and weapons, and then you just gotta spend a lot of time. Once you get your food and water resources good, and your gardening stuff good, and a home kind of area, and you know how to find it easily, you're pretty much set to go. And then it's just a matter of going and taking care of and finding the bosses and taking all them out, all three of them. And then once you got all three of them taken out, then going and supplying the airplane on the aircraft carrier to get out. Now you can go drop off supplies anytime as you play, especially if you don't build like a really huge raft or have a whole lot of storage. So anytime you want to do that, you can always go drop some stuff off. I have not got that far yet. Like I said, I just first got to the part where I've got 4 potato plants growing, so I can produce at least a tank of gas every time I have 4 plants. So yeah, I haven't been able to totally produce enough fuel yet just to fuel the boat, and I just filled up the gyrocopter with the last tank I had. So like I said, I really don't have that much fuel yet going strong, but I just upped it by adding, like I said, more potato plants, because I only had 2, and so instead of turning those 2 from that harvest into fuel, I used them to just plant 2 more plants, so I had 4, and then just kind of rolling with that. And like I said, at least every time they respawn, then I get at least a full tank of fuel I can make, and I can use that towards the things I need to get done. As long as you're making progress, that's what counts. Progress, and you keep your character healthy. And like I said, what I just did, there's the coconut trick. I know on PlayStation console this works. So you basically, if you hadn't seen before or already been watching, you can just take 2 coconuts and like they are, and you can drink them. As long as you only drink 2 every 10 minutes, you're fine. You can put them back on the ground in a pile, and they refill up when they're in the pile. So then you can then again drink them again. But I would have to obviously wait the 10 minutes in the game. So I've been kind of using that, just trying to keep my moisture up. While I've been kind of waiting right now to get some sunlight and see if I can maneuver my way back to the home base. Alright, let's try this again. Oh boy, it's really far away now. There we go. So, I want to sleep. Save it. Pick it up and store it back away, because I think I'm going to try to start making my way back again. Drop off some of this inventory. Just in case I need the space for something or have to stop for some reason along the way. Okay, so we got, so far it's pretty clear looking out. Okay, so we got islands there and there. And then we got nothing over there. So I think I'm in the corner of the map, so I think heading that way is my answer. So I can get closer toward the center of the map and I can see, get to where I can see the aircraft carrier. Because once I can see that, then I'm home free. Probably should have took a drink from my coconuts before I left, but... Okay, so this ain't gonna work. And this is why I keep the little motorboat on hand, but I don't want to use it a whole lot, but it helps when you get in little jams like that. And then I just go back to sailing. So I don't burn up all my fuel. I mean, I guess I could use it a lot more if I really want to. You do tend to move a lot faster with it. And I can go in reverse and drive, you know, the same way that I am now. Probably move along a little faster. Okay, so there's those two islands. So I want to head this direction and see if this takes me somewhere that'll be useful. I guess while I am sailing here, I can maybe grab some food and water. I think all these are empty. Yep, those are all empty. Some food. Let's see. Okay, so that filled that up some, and I think I got some water still over here. Not excessive amounts, but I do have a little bit. Okay, let's grab that one. And there is the aircraft carrier. So that's the beauty about it, is you can see it for a good ways away. So now I just need to head to that, and once I get to that, then I'll be able to locate the home base extremely quickly. Okay, so let's see here. I was, I believe, getting a drink. Yes. Okay, so I can take one more, or not. I guess we can't when it's empty. Put it over here in the empty pile. Got a lot of water to make when I get back. It's a good thing I ooh boy, that was almost really bad. It's a good thing I stopped and mined them fibrous leaves. They are going to come in handy for filling all those up. I know I'm gonna need more. Actually, it's not a probably. Ooh, Ooh, that needs to stop doing that. I don't want to fall off while I'm moving. It'd be a bad day. Okay, so I'm just going to hang on to this one and get back on this rudder so I ain't got to worry about falling off. For some reason the game kind of has a little problem catching up there. But there might have been something in the water, like a shark or a marlin or something that was swimming, and it was animating that too at the same time. So yeah, now it's just waiting to get back. Thanks again, everybody, like I said, for the likes and subscriptions. If you've been watching along, that's awesome. Really appreciate it. Like I said, I enjoy the game. I show it little tricks that I know. I mean, they work. It's just it's a fun game. Like I said, the first time I ever played it, I played it on normal, and I by no means was in no hurry. Didn't never even played anything similar to a game like this. And it was like, I want to say, about 130 something days I had on messing around in the world here that took me to beat the game. And that was with me not knowing anything really about the game or even really researching it too much, and just kind of playing along and enjoying myself and just exploring different islands. And then I was like to the point where I was when I first started, I would go around to each little island and build a little 1x1 little getaway cabin on each one, or safety cabin on each one, so that once I got to the island, I had somewhere where I knew I could get up on. So if there was like crabs or boars or whatever, they couldn't attack me, or if I needed to get out of the light, for too much sun or whatever, then I was able to do that. So but yeah, that was. And then I also knew too, anytime I was sailing by, I would be like, yeah, I'd been there, there's my little building, because I could see it from about this distance out. I'd be like, oh look, there's my little shack. Yep, I've been there. And if I needed to stop or whatever, I could. And then that was when I was still building water stills in a bunch of places, and campfires in a bunch of places, or not even so much campfires, but smokers. Just going through a lot of materials and supplies that I really didn't need to be going through. That it's so much easier if you just kind of compile everything in one spot, and then just have enough supplies to take with you. Because if you smoke the meat stays really for a really long time. I mean, indefinitely, as far as I know. Once it's smoked, it's pretty much like a beef jerky that doesn't ever expire. And then, like I said, you can grab a little bit of clay, like I did. Grab yourself a couple clay flasks. Plant you a bunch of fibrous leaves, so a bunch of yucca plants, and pick an island that has a good amount of fibrous leaves. Especially if you have an island that has boars that respawn, so you always have leather on hand. But you also got to play along. You got, there's also the bad that goes with that. You have the big boar that likes to attack you, and then they generally will be on rockier islands, and there will be snakes. So, just like that island I just played in the last episode, had a couple snakes on it, and I didn't find them right away. But when I did find them, it was dark, and luckily I just kind of stayed close to the water line. I was far enough away from it, I didn't have to worry about it. But as soon as daylight came around and hit again, I was able to go and take care of those, remove those threats from the island, along with all the crabs and the little crabs and 2 giant crabs, and then two small boars, and then a big boar. So it was just a little island I stopped after I beat the Great Abaya, and hit it up for just resources and stuff. And like I said, the leather was kind of one of the main reasons I kind of wanted to stop and get it, was for the boars and getting the leather to take back to make some more crude spears. So, which I still need to probably go get some more even, because you always definitely want to be armed. And each one of these bosses that I've been going through, they get more and more hit points as you go. So the final one, has a pretty good size amount of hit points. I think it's like 3 times as much as like the Megalodon does. So being properly prepared is definitely is a good strategy, and making sure you use your storage and stuff on your ship to have enough. Like if you've seen me, if you've been watching me play along, I have like an armory chest where it's got basically just spears in it, and I'm getting to the point where I like to have maybe like 2 of them just with spears. and it's kind of been leaning over that way, so you know, it's very helpful. And you can see I pretty much sailed straight back, for the most part, from where that boss was at. That boss was right next to that island I was just at. So in the original seed of the game, the first one, if you don't change the seed, if you're looking at the aircraft carrier, it has the bigger base on it, and then the smaller front where it doesn't have the tower and stuff on this front side. It's basically off the caddy corner of that. So that means the other boss should be over that way, like over on the other side of that island, like kind of probably out that way some more. So basically I'm gonna head back, because that right there is my base island, because I always like to use the island that is on the bulkier side of this aircraft carrier. Like I said, it's a rocky island, and once I know I find this, I know for a fact that, okay, bam, there's my island. And it may not be the flattest spot that I use to grow, but or use the plant, like, or use to have my base, but it does work really well. I do like to use it right up against one of those rock sides, so that if I am doing stuff outside or whatever, then you still get the shadow from the rock while you're working and messing around outside, because you really don't need to cover up any of your stations or anything. You can kind of just put them wherever. They don't really have a condition, so it's not like they're gonna, you know, deteriorate or wear down over time. So far at this point in the game, that is not a thing. Like I said, food's mainly the thing that deteriorates, and usually only after it's been like harvested. If it's still in the carcass, it's good. Like I said, when I get back to my home island, if you had not been watching, you'll see I have a pile of harvested, or not harvested animals, just animals that I've killed from my bird snare and stuff I've killed along the line that I haven't really taken advantage of yet. Like there's a shark out there right now. I think I took the leather off it, or the hide off it, but I don't think I took the meat off it yet. I like to get a little bit of meat and then just kind of do a little cookout and just do all of it at once and smoke it out, and while I'm doing stuff around the area. Like in this case, I'll probably be cooking the meat while I'm getting water and stuff and trying to fill my water things up, and then potentially making sure I have all of the planters I have going on, making sure they're all watered and good to go. Like from here, I think you can see, if I'm seeing it right, that looks like my little 1x1 hut that I have right now, and that is my main base. Like I said, I have just a tiny little building, mainly set up for if I get too much UV, I have a place to go hide. Because the only two things you can do really for UV is hide in the shade, or basically go underwater. That's another way to cool down, is to go underwater to take that UV off you. So, you know, if you need food or something, grabbing the fishing spear and start going diving and just start catching a lot of fish, dump your inventory, you know, so you got a lot of space, grab that spear and then go hit it up. Especially if they're letting you hold more now than 4. Like I said, it used to only be 4 before, but like I said, I just went and did the trout, and the trout was like, it let me have like 8 in a slot now, which is pretty cool that you can collect some more. So as we see, we got a little storm brewing in. At least some rain anyway. I hadn't had a storm in the game here in a couple days, so I knew one was coming. Kind of glad I've made it kind of semi back to where I need to be, to home, as long as I can get the boat in there. It's kind of rough. Some pretty big waves here. Yeah, you can see my furnace burning from here as I try to make my way through these waves and get there and get on land. Alright, so, alright, there we go. Went out, took care of the boss, just made it back to the home. Drop that, put the sail up. Come off of that. Alright, so now basically I just got a lot of unloading to do, some meat to cook. probably want to make a breath booster at some point, because I wanted one of them when I went to go fight that boss, but fortunately I did not make one when I thought I did, so that kind of backfired on me. Gonna need those. But yeah, basically now it's just a lot of unloading. And the stuff that I want to unload. Some stuff I like to keep in the boat because it does me just as much good as having it in the boat as it would if I unloaded it. I mean, the boat goes with boats with me everywhere, so keeping some supplies there, then that's not a bad thing to have on the boat. But yes, as you see here, I got a black tip reef shark, some bats, tons of seagulls. The one little bird snare, it does wonders. It'll pretty much feed you as long as you keep up on cleaning it out. And I need to take advantage of this rain to fill up all my flask here, because they will also fill up as it rains. So hopefully I can catch some of this rain. And make some progress here on filling these up without having to pay for it with fiber sleeves. Because I know the rain will actually provide you water for here, and if I recall correctly, it takes off the strain of having to water your garden for a day. A day, or at least like one of their watering periods, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe. And it would add part to the survivalist part of the game, really, if it did, so I would hope so. And everything here looks like on the home island is ready to go too, which is nice. Just mainly dropping off some of these supplies from the boat. And then I gotta take some of those water back and resupply the boat for my next venture out. Let me see here. So, full. This one needs one. So that kind of worked out pretty good in my favor, catching the storm right when I did. Especially if it fills these back up some, then that'll be good too. Because I'm sure there's some stuff over here that needs some more water. Even after the storm. Okay, so I like to keep the flask usually up there, so then I know exactly where it is at all the time. Okay, this one needs to be filled. I thought there was one more. I had that strange feeling. But as you see, I went through a lot of water on that last little trip there. Oops. Wrong button. Might as well take care of the eating thing here. Okay, so Well, just watch the bird get snared. That was nice. You can go join the rest of his unfortunate companions that fell to the same fate. I guess that one bird snare pretty much will feed you the game. There's certain things in the game like you don't have really no use for. Like the hobo stove, it does nothing special. Nothing different than a campfire can't do. It just looks different. So it's kind of one of those, I mean, if you really want the aesthetic look to it, then yeah, I guess go for it. But as far as anything else it does, well, it's just not there. It's not in the cards for it. I've built one time just to see. As you can see, I'm just kind of working on, like, I wanted to work that leather and using my quick build menu here to get some refined spears going. Didn't really need the little knife, so I needed some more spears. I do want to get the raw meat cooking. That is one thing I do want to do. So I think I'm going to use this time to collect the food. And work on getting all that cooking. I think that'll probably be in my best favor before it goes bad. It's over here, yeah. Too much stuff on me. I guess I can get rid of the water flask. So I got all them filled. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave a little bit of leather on here just so I have it for bad situation. Say if I'm out somewhere and I break my refined axe, then I know I have some leather close by that I can use to Boy, that was getting annoying. And yeah, inventory is filled, but I do have a lot of the meat here, so I can start on getting a fire going and getting some of this stuff cooked up and preserved so I don't lose all the time I spent getting it. And get a fire going here. Alright. Get this meat cooking. And I do believe I can start cooking this part of it down here. And then smoke it on top. Oh, did that say spoiled? Ah, dang it. See, it took too long. Darn it. I guess I should have just brought back the carcasses. Yep, small meat spoiled too. Ain't that a bummer? I lost all the meat off the animals. I bet the large stuff is too. That's a bummer. Well, I guess I know if I go to do that again, just to throw the whole animal. Yep, the large stuff is spoiled too. Well, that was a waste. I mean, well, outside of the leather. I still needed the leather regardless. But a whole pile of spoiled meat. Again, as usual, I'll put that on top. I always like to keep those up there so I know exactly where they are. Okay, so back to this. I guess I'll drop these fish. I don't know how I guess I gotta harvest them. Since it's a bigger fish. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Did we have to do that with the small fish too? Yeah, I guess you do. It's been a minute since I had even done it really too much with the fish. That bird snare gets me so many birds that I just haven't even bothered. Like I said, you just got to keep it cleaned out and it'll just keep bringing in birds one after another. You can literally live on it. I mean, it would probably be cutting it close at times without collecting anything else, but just with that one bird snare, it's enough that you can literally live on it. Occasionally you might have to catch something else, but it's not a bad deal. Alright. So I got all that meat cooking. So at least I can restock with some medium meat on the boat. I'll have that. I like to keep 4 larges on there, but I also overdo it on everything, so I'm going to collect some of this material off of here so I can fill up my water stills. Then I need to, believe, go harvest all the stuff that I have. All the stuff that I have planted, I do believe is ready to be harvested. Didn't really see the need for 6 spears on me. It looks like I am pretty full right now. Can't fit nothing too much else on there. Like I said, that little island stop did pretty good for as far as being able to stock up on some supplies and stuff. I mean, just generally fending for myself. There was a lot of crabs and meat and animals and stuff. Just I harvested those ones trying to make space, and I should have cooked it then. So, like I said, that was my bad on all that meat I just lost, but I'm not hurting for by any means. My character is extremely well fed. Thirsty, but extremely well fed. Okay, should be, yeah, got moisture now. And I want to fill these stills up while I'm here. Put all this fiber sleeves to good use that I went and collected. And I believe my island is ready for the same process. It needs to be collected again because I've been gone for a little bit. I do want to go over this way. Where is it? Stick pile, stick pile. Okay, stick pile, here it is. I want to build some of these lashings. I want to drop off some of the sticks. Well, actually, I probably need one at least. Okay, so that was the first ding, so the meat should be cooked now, and now we're just waiting for it to smoke. Throw a little more wood on the fire there. Okay, so got some more leather made up. I'm just going to drop that here because I will likely be making my crude spears there. And it's just one more thing I can free up from my inventory. I'm going to put these here because I'm going to likely be using them to make some more spear gun ammo. All my stills just collected. I think I'm going to go through and see what is harvestable on the... Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff I can do right now. Everything on the island is ready to harvest after going out on that little venture to get that boss. And by the time I harvested that island after that boss, made it back, everything here is ready to go. So I got a little fruit here I can eat because I never did acquire the other fruit that you need to make the gauze. I've never acquired that yet. And speaking of that, I probably do need to make a bandage or two while I am here. Plus the breath booster is also on my to-do list. So, and I need to go get a coconut to do that. Which I don't, yeah, and actually, there's a crab right there on the other side of my planter. That is why I built my planter like I have. See this, the large crab there? See, he can't get to me. You can try. Well, normally you can't. Okay. Somehow he's inside the planter, but yeah. He's not supposed to be able to get to me. Oh, shoot. I didn't think that would happen. Well, I just lost my planters. Dang it. I can rebuild it. But yeah, I built that there so he can't come through there. And then I thought I would only hit him, but miscalculation on my part. So, we will collect the materials here. And now I need to find where I put my hoe at. Should be on one of these planters somewhere. I generally like to use it and then leave it on a planter. And in this case, I can't seem to find it. Oh, it's right here. I knew it was somewhere by a planter. Okay, so the meat is done. I don't have anything else that's really raw right now. I don't really need to cook anything. I think I am going to do, well, at least five more of these. I might as well, or do 5 of them if there's 5 left here, and then have that to print on the boat. And then I just put the 5 here, or 4 here, and I ate 1. And so if I go anywhere, then I know I got a supply of some food, and I'll have the water, and so I'm able to be sustained for however much time I am out. And then I still got all this stuff. And just throw it out into the water. One way to get rid of it, right? So, lesson learned there. To basically not harvest and carry the raw meat around, or if you do, you're gonna have to cook it also immediately just to make it last longer. I thought it would have a little bit of more life on it, but I must have pushed it just a little bit too much. And me being, instead of loading it up right like I should have. But out of sight, out of mind. It is the ocean's problem, though. I'm sure the crabs will love it. And this piece here didn't happen to make it all the way out there, so we'll just chuck that in there. Sharks, crabs, all that stuff. All the stuff that eats the nastiness in the ocean will love it. Throw another log. I'll throw them both on there. You can take them both. Get that ready. And okay, now I need to go back to rebuilding my planter since my little accident there. But yeah, that was why I had him there, so that that crab couldn't come through, and it was in there pretty tight. And I ain't gonna be able to get it back exactly like I had it, but it is gonna be close enough to do the job. And I believe I had a PP plant, yeah, growing in there. So I'm gonna replant my PP plant. So I have fixed my little mess up there. Go back to keep collecting my potatoes. Getting a little thirsty again. I should have that fruit on me. Yeah, I'll eat that. That'll help out with a little hydration and food. Pretty much that's the only thing it's good for right now until I get the other plant that corresponds with it to make the gauze. Whoops. I had the PP plant on me already. Ain't that something? And I can leave the lantern back out here. And let's see here. Plant the PP plant. Okay, so now I need to go water it. Yeah, that was pretty much the bummer part there. Is now I gotta just reset the whole thing. And hopefully that's still set up so that that crab, he should not be able to get through there. Ideally, he shouldn't be able to. It doesn't look like he should. But then again, just a minute ago, we watched him walk all through that potter. So, yeah. And that's mainly just set up so he can't come sneaking up on me. He's always kind of trapped on the other side of that. So I ain't got to worry about him sneaking up and moving my stuff around if I'm not around, or attacking me. I guess would be another reason. Not that he's venomous or nothing, which is a good thing. That would add a whole new level to fighting him. Because, I mean, you can easily take them on head to head, but you're going to take damage doing it. Okay, so the next thing is to get this going. Since I can make it tank. Might as well make a tank of gas. Let's get that going. Then again there, caught another bird. Keep that cleared out. Okay, so I got some more stuff I believe on the boat here I need to bring in. Basically freeing up my inventory again for the next raid on an island. Okay, so the planks I don't need. I just stack them. I want the potato, but then I also need the anajuka plant. So I think I gotta look into it again here in just a minute. It takes 2 to make the breath booster. Okay, so all of my meat just got done smoking. As soon as I find this plant, I thought I had some out here too. I know I got one up in the front of the boat. Yeah, there they are. Somehow my boat just kind of really started making some distance from the shoreline. Put it back up on the shoreline again. Alright. So this meat is all smoked. So I'm gonna extinguish the fire. And that thing is likely gonna need some more wood just to finish the one. Plus I have another potato to throw in there from the island that I was just on. So yeah, that's likely going to get tossed into the plate too here in just a minute. Got too much stuff on me. Like I said, just mainly making up my materials I need here for the next boss. Get these filled back up. Always want to make sure that water keeps going. Becomes very, very important stranded. Okay, so start a pile of these. Oops, I went the wrong way. Them are out of the way. And I can add that. And then I want to make sure I fill this part of that tank up so that I know I only got one tank worth. Because if I remember right, it'll keep going and it'll just basically spill it out and you'll lose it. So you always want to make sure you got the right storage amount for what's going on in there. I'd rather have the quarter tank floating around, which I can probably put in the boat actually. Yeah, it doesn't even need the whole quarter tank, but I'll put it in there just for fun. Okay, so I got 10%, needed a whole 15%. So we'll just dump that right there, back by there. And then let's get back to crafting up some spears. But I think I am out of leather now. But I can make some wood ones. Make up some spear gun ammo is what I'm doing now. Like I said, there's things that I've never even messed with, like the bow and arrow. I've not really never messed with it. You know what? I might want to build one of these somewhere. Which this light hook you can use in the beginning of the game, and I believe you can set it up to where you have the light hooks there, and then you can take your original raft and put your original raft right there. Like lean it up on the thing, and then you can squat down and get underneath it and be underneath the raft for shade. Okay, so now I got an actual light on this corner here on a little stand. Looks a little nicer. Figured why not. Then it ain't laying inside that planter. I don't think the sides of the planter really affect it though on how well it shows light out in its general area. I think it shows light like most games do, where it'll just show it even through the walls on the whatever's around. Okay, and that was the next thing, was making a breath booster. So I need to go out and grab me a coconut and prepare for whatever is out here. That is respawned. Which I'm probably going to grab me some fibrous material too, fiber sleeves too while I'm out here. Until I get to some coconuts. Just to make the trip even more worth my while to being out here, because I'm not in no super hurry to do it, but I just need to remember to do it. I would like to have at least one or two of them on board. For when I do fight the last boss, because when you do fight the last boss, the best way to fight that one is to basically stay deep, because then they can't, the boss can't find you. I mean, unless they fixed it, but they didn't fix the last one, so but if the boss can't see you, then he can't get to you. So if you stay deep below where he sees, you can basically stay underneath him underwater and just take shots at him until he's dead. And if you can stay down there, then he'll pretty much never hurt you. So if you have your breath booster and then you have some air tanks with you, then you're pretty much able to stay down there for a good amount of time before you would even need to consider taking a breath, for coming up to take a breath. Especially if you have more than one air tank on you, then you're really set. I mean, and that breath booster to start as soon as you get down there, yeah, you're good deal. So I do want to get that part of everything done. have it with me, because I could have used it on the last one and it would have helped me stay underwater longer. And there's a snake, which is kind of strange. I'm out here on the sand, but it makes it nice because I can see him. Ah, whoops. Quiet you. And there is the big boar. And I'm gonna give him the... Ow. What's going on here? See, now if he was venomous, that would have been a bad deal. And I guess my first spear missed him. But I did want to get a shot in on him with that refined spear. So basically I have to go through and re-cleanse my island so it's safe again. I'm kind of glad I made a couple refined spears. There's the other snake. He hasn't told me he's there yet, but I see him. Take care of him. Get you out there on the sand so I can see you. And back to sneaking up on the boar here. I don't think this game really has like a critical hit. Which I'm kind of surprised. This is a big boar and I've been hitting him and he's running from me. I think it's a big one. It might be. Because it looks to me like a big one. And he looks like he's stuck. Yeah, it's a big boar. I don't understand why he's running from me. Didn't make a lot of sense, but I could sustain a little bit of damage. I'm not doing super healthy. I guess I gotta quit goofing around here. I need to get back and get my health and get fed and drink restored. Go make my breath boosters. I grabbed a couple coconuts, so should be able to do that now. Okay, so inventory's too full, so I'm just gonna pick him up and take him with me. So that's why I like this island. There's a lot of stuff, but as you also seen, it can be dangerous and it can take a chunk out of you. Like I said, it just took a number out of my health and stuff, so I need to come get rejuvenated, get food and water in my character, and let my health bar start going back up. Yeah, especially water. Hurting really bad on water. Okay, the ding should have been out healthy now. Gonna grab me a bite to eat. Or maybe not, because I got too much stuff on me. Okay, that should have freed up enough space. Okay, now back to the bite to eat. Okay, got that. Which is nice. I do have the ability now to make a little more leather. Alright, see, I need to cool down, so I'll just jump in my little hide-a-tent here. I'm healthy, so my health should be going up. There we go. So I really can't complain too much. Build this coconut flask. And what I'm going to do with that, since it does a drink in it, I'm going to take the drink. And then I should be able to make breath boost. So I still got my breath boost in.